2nd and goal. LSU trying to grab the lead in this ball game. Here's Jefferson. Charles Scott alongside. Scott gets the handoff. Drives down inside the 5 to the 2.
I've tried 2 or 3 times to tell this story about Tennessee as we watch this run inside. What I took out of the Tennessee tape, and I think people who play Florida will take out it, is you just can't call a run against the Florida defense. You have to commit to the run to make it successful against the Florida defense. You're not going to gain. It's almost like an NFL defense. You're not going to gain every play. You just have to call it and call it and call it, and eventually you'll start to make those 6-yard gains, 8-yard gains, and move the chains.
11th play of this drive. Scott is the running back. He had 2 touchdowns last week, and he's going to have time to think about this because time has been called by LSU. Our coverage continues after this message and a word from your local station.
Now it's time for the Jack Link's Beef Jerky Action Cam.
T-Bob Hebert, the center, and Josh Dorosic, the guard. Watch this. These 2 guys double team and they catch Brandon Spikes inside. Now, it's never pretty, but you got to earn the yards against this Florida defense, and that's the commitment that Les Miles says he will have to the run game. It's hand-to-hand combat when you run the ball against these guys.
And as we go back down to the field, it's 3rd and goal. And look at this. They've not trailed this year. 4th quarter against Alabama in the SEC title game. 3 tight ends. Scott is the deep back. He had 2 touchdowns in the win last week at Georgia. 18 touchdowns a year ago. That's Dixon, the tight end, number 18. Scott, whoa, with the extra effort, the spin move, he still did not get in.
Yeah, now what do you do on 4th down? It's 4th down less, and it's been 2 years since Jacob Hester's played here.
That's what I was thinking. You call Jacob Hester.
Right, well, they didn't have him last year either.
You got a number 18 in there. It's Dixon, the tight end.
Yeah,
they're going to go apparently
you know what?
For the field.
That offensive line didn't earn an opportunity to go in on 4th down. The Florida front blew them up, and I think Les said, no way. If you'd have shown me something and got it down to the 6-inch line, I might have called it, but they got blown up on the play.
So Derek Helton will hold. Josh Jasper will kick it. The equivalent of an extra point distance. It's 18 yards. And the kick is up and good. And we are tied. Tied with 5 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the 2nd quarter. Florida 3. Tigers 3. Beautiful night in Baton Rouge, and time to cue the duck. The Aflac trivia question. When was the last meeting between 2 top 5 teams in Tigers Stadium? It's only happened once before. And it was, well, I remember it. I may be the only one in this booth.
No, because I helped do the question. So I'm taking a little bit of ownership on this one myself.
You're suggesting you weren't around when that game was played?
Well,
you got to quit.
I was around.
Okay,
I just don't remember it.
Oh, goodness. Josh Jasper will kick off. Brandon James, who has a kickoff return for a touchdown this year. He's been held in check with punt returns, but 1 kickoff return this season. And this one is boom. Wow. My goodness. Check the helium content.
Well, penalties have played a huge part of this game, but those 2 personal fouls by Florida, that really hurt them on that drive.
And let's check in with Tracy Wolfson.
Well, speaking of penalties, guys, Les Miles and defensive coordinator John Chavis have been going crazy on the officials because of those offsides calls. Florida's center is moving his head, and that's exactly what Chavis told his line. He went over to them. He says, the next time the center does that, I want you to hit him, not hard, but do it, and we're going to get those calls stopped, guys.
All right.
I think last year, Pouncey was using his arm to signify the pre-snap. This year he's using the head.
Saw John Chavis first year as a defensive coordinator here. Here's Tebow stepping back. He dodges the first tackle, pulls up, he's in trouble. But never quite as much as you think. And he is nailed by Harry Coleman, number 24. 8 yards after a 40-yard run.
Like I say, he's not doing this. Vern made the call. Never as bad as you think. He just keeps moving. He doesn't look real fast, but how can you when you're 6'3", 245? But boy, no one cuts him off on that one, do they?
A gain of 8 at 2nd down and 2, 4:35 to go. Florida has only 1 timeout remaining. Had to use a couple of them. Alem urging the crowd on. Handoff right side. It's Emmanuel Moody, number 21. Al Woods and LeVar Edwards, number 89. See, they did get enough to move the chain. So 4:13 to go, the clock running.
I'll tell you, Deontay Thompson, who we haven't seen in a while, did not play last week. The speed receiver is now in this football game. Right at the top of the screen.
Yep, number 6. Hamstring problems. He's only had 2 catches this season, but both have been for touchdowns. Tebow will throw. Got a man at the 50-yard line and down to the 48. It's Brandon James.
Wow, this was beautiful. He wanted to go to the wide receiver, Riley Cooper, to the outside, but Patrick Peterson took it away. So Brandon James inside on the safety. That's easy pitch and catch. A lot of field there. The corner bites on Riley Cooper, and they take it right to the outside. And now it becomes very interesting. My favorite part of the game here, Vern, the end of the half and the beginning of the second half, because Florida gets it again. It's the only sport I know of where you can score at the end of one half and get the ball to start the next half.
Here's the option, the pitch back. Demps around the corner, gets a good block from Brandon James. It was a little screen block, but boy, was it effective. Number 25 and a gain of 13.
I mean, think about that.
Yeah.
When in baseball, you score some runs, the other team gets the bat. But in this part of the football game, if Florida can have a successful drive here and put points up, they could score at the end of this half and get the ball again. Brandon James, number 25, middle of your screen, into the outside. Deontay Thompson does a good job of getting the block.
1st down and 10.
You know how frustrating it is not to circle? I mean, I can't circle. It's
guys,
not working.
America, the telestrator is inoperative. 1st down and 10.
Another dive. Look at this.
Yes. And that surge goes across the 30 down to the 32. Chad Jones, number 3.
And you know that Urban Meyer and Steve Addazio have challenged this offensive line for Florida that says, hey, our leader's hurt. We say we're physical. Let's see if we can do it. This time Maurice Hurd and Marcus Gilbert in a nice combo block. Another dive play. LSU's hanging. They're hanging, but they're giving up yards.
2nd down and 4. Jeff Demps in the backfield. Tebow keeps it. And he's going to be short of the 1st down by a couple. Drake Nevis, number 92, with the tackle.
Now, I was out at practice Wednesday. Urban Meyer was kind enough to let me in. He kind of closed it up tight, and I don't blame him. He had a strategic advantage of keeping his quarterback quiet to everybody else. But he was not hit. It was the last day in pads, and Tebow was not hit for 2 weeks. And you can see it's still, he's not in there lowering his shoulder like we normally see.
And again on 3rd and 3, you normally expect to see him carry the ball.
And even John Chavis said that's the toughest thing against playing Tebow.
Tebow up the middle. Now that's vintage Tebow.
Yep.
And he's got the 1st down at the 24. Chad Jones and Kelvin Shepard, number 3 and number 11.
And just to give you an example of what a defensive coordinator has to face as he goes right into the linebacker, John Chavis, a longtime defensive coordinator in the SEC, many years with Tennessee, said the toughest thing about Florida is when they get to 3rd and 2, it's almost a conceded first down. I mean, the guy makes it almost 99% of the time. So you have to almost defend against 3rd and shorts.
First down and 10. Timeout. LSU, that's their second. So time called with 57 seconds to go before the break. Each team with 1 timeout remaining.
Tim Brando in New York coming up with the Geico halftime report. Spencer, Archie and I will get you caught up on all of today's action, including a triumphant return for Sam Bradford, 389 yards passing, and this touchdown en route to win over Baylor. Now back to Florida and LSU.
Aerial coverage of the SEC on CBS provided by DirecTV. And time now for the answer to the... Yeah, let the blimp be slow. Let him go. And cue the duck. Last meeting between 2 top 5 teams, October 31st, Halloween night, 1959. LSU over Ole Miss, and one of the most memorable plays in the history of college football.
Running hard at the 25, gets away from the 30, still runs the 25, 35, 40, 45, he's gone!
Billy Cannon, 89 yards, and Billy Cannon now an orthodontist practicing at the Angola prison, Angola, Louisiana. Now then, 1st and 10. Hernandez in the backfield.
Hernandez is in the slot, I believe.
Yep. Tebow back, goes deep. He's got a man wide open. Backs up in the end zone. Riley Cooper, his roommate.
I'll tell you, that's about as easy as you can get beat at corner, because he peeked into the backfield. Just that one step forward by Tebow and the corner to the outside of the field. Chris Hawkins bit one step and it was over. When you're playing man-to-man defense, you cannot peek. You have to have eye security on your man.
Sturgis cuts it inside the left upright. Well, they've been roommates for a couple of years. Tim Tebow to Riley Cooper.
Watch Chris Hawkins. Watch him peek in backfield. Oh, and he got grabbed by the jersey.
Did he ever?
Did you see that? The little play by Cooper to throw Hawkins off balance was the reason that separation came. Cooper, very big, grabbed Hawkins by the jersey.
No excessive celebration penalty here. Riley Cooper on the right, touchdown pass from his roommate Tim Tebow. They collaborated for one in the SEC title game last year in the come-from-behind win, and they break the tie here.
Yeah, and Ellis, you cannot gamble. Unless they get a big kickoff here, you do not want to make another mistake. You got to get out of the half. You might throw a screen or something or a draw, but you can't force an interception here late.
Trendon Holiday and Ron Brooks are the deep men. I keep thinking about what you said in football.
Oh, yeah, it's the only sport. It's the only sport you can get the ball twice in a row. Oh, wow, look at this. I'm surprised.
At the 32.
See, that puts the passing game back into it now at the 40-yard line. Let's go back. Well, I like to call it kind of the play behind the play. Little things. Let's absolve Chris Hawkins a little bit here. He was peeking, but it was actually Riley Cooper. Watch him grab the jersey with his left hand. He yanks him. Hawkins gets thrown off balance, and then he's by him. It's almost, what was that, roller derby? Remember those old days? I mean, if you get away with it, you get away with it.
So Tebow with the touchdown toss. And the ball with 44 seconds to go before the break. First down and 10 at the 39. Here's Jefferson back. Wants to go deep left side. Has to freelance a little bit. Pump fake. Down the sidelines, out of bounds to stop the clock at the 43-yard line. Well, Tim, Archie, Spencer Tillman in our New York studios with the Geico halftime report. That's coming up 36 seconds. Game time today.
I think LSU can kick about a 55-yard field goal here. So that means they need to get to about the 38-yard line, maybe.
Josh Jasper's best this year is 52.
Okay.
So they've got a ways
I
to
saw
go.
him working out yesterday.
Okay. Holiday, he's the world-class speedster, has a 10. Oh, did they throw the flag?
Well, it was his shoulder pad, I believe, and it also was on the Florida bench. So it has to be exact here.
Good point.
Holiday, you reach out, and he grabs him by the head. That's not a horse collar. That's a good call. Good no call right there. Now they need, what, another 10 yards, 12 yards?
Yeah, I'd say 12 to the 35.
They got a timeout left.
If they can get to the 35, it would equal his longest of the year, and that is intercepted. Picked off by Joe Hayden.
And Urban will end the half right here. He'll just take a knee. He gets the ball back. I'll tell you, Jordan Jefferson never set his feet on that throw, and that's why he wasn't accurate. Never set his feet. He's just lucky this happened on the other side of the 50. Watch him on this one. I was watching him all the way. Watch him. He keeps backing up as he throws the ball. Look at his foot almost, his left foot almost went backwards, and he did not get an accurate throw at all to the outside, trying to get it to Tolliver.
Jefferson picked off, and Joe Hayden gets his second interception of the season, and they're going to take a knee, as you predicted, and the final 18 seconds.
That's 17 straight games Florida has intercepted a pass.
That's right.